You've landed at the 13 Moons Women's Temple podcast with your hosts, Sam and Leela.
All right, but it works now, so that's okay. That's good. Hello.
Hello. Your hair looks amazing.
Thank you. It's a bit smooth. It's a bit weird having, all messy, but there you go.
It's
Good.
a beautiful haircut.
Thank you. It's nice, the fire in the background. I have got a candle.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sorry about that. That took a bit too long. Never mind. Hey, welcome to June the 13th. A great day.
Yes. Monday, Moon Day. And this is this week's Moon Diaries report. So, the major themes. Oh, what was that?
No, I'm just saying week 2. We did it. Week 2. Here we go.
Yeah. We're coming up to the full moon. So the major themes this week are really around the build to the full moon, and the full moon will be in Sagittarius, which occurs tomorrow on Tuesday. And in this kind of building of this energy, Sagittarius is, such a beautiful, we've sort of been looking forward to this full moon. It's quite optimistic, quite hopeful. Sagittarius is the adventurer, the wanderer. And so this full moon, has the opportunity to bring a sense of, excitement to it. But it's interesting because the other major aspect to this week is that we are in the preparation for solstice. So winter solstice is next Tuesday, the 21st of June. And whilst we're having an experience of this building of the full moon energy, which will kind of peak tomorrow night, we're actually in the preparation portal for coming into the shortest day and the longest night. And so there's we'll talk you through the days in a second, but as we come into this rising energy, seeing your intentions and your manifestations that you've perhaps been working towards and been busy in getting the action to come into light, then it's kind of juxtaposed because we're then wanting to settle down into that longest sleep, like that ultimate final rest that occurs next Tuesday. So yeah, some really beautiful energies, but perhaps tricky energies, particularly if you're in I've got to go, I've got to move, I've got to achieve. It's not generally around a full moon. That might be how you might want to feel, but this particular week it's not necessarily how it may play out for you.
Yeah, I think as well it might be a good time just to pause and take a breath and just think about how the last week went. Like, how was last week? How are we all feeling after last week? Did anything significant occur that you're feeling, wow, I really was able to use some of the energies from last week to, especially those last, if you remember, we were talking from Thursday, from the 11th day of the moon. Did you take the opportunity to use those 5 days before the full moon tomorrow fully? And if not, even though today is a moon day, it's still a good day just to think, did I actually make the most of this time before the full moon? And what is it that I'm wanting to really do before this full moon? Because I think that's something that's quite important to take stock of, because it can be that we feel, oh, here we go again, another cycle, but we actually want to be working with those energies fully. And so anything that we want to really bring into action, or we're wanting to start or launch or make a commitment to, the really powerful times to do it is in this lead up to the full moon. And actually, if we can do it just before the actual fullness of the moon, it kind of really supports us with the energies. So as we just prepare to go through this week, it might be nice just for us all just to take a conscious breath of where we are today and how we're feeling, and just slow down for a moment and maybe just honor yourself, whatever you're experiencing at this time, because a lot of people are experiencing a lot of different things right now. Some of us are coping with sickness. There's a lot of that going around. Some of us are just feeling like there's a lot of unsettledness in the world, financially and in other ways. And so it's a good time for us all just to sit and pause and just feel into this present moment and acknowledge whatever it is that you need. And then from there, know that the energies around you are here to support you. They're not here to work against you. And whatever is occurring, we can use this to help ourselves, to nurture ourselves. And ultimately, the more we get into sync with this, the better it is for us as we move through the shifts and the changes of the season and of all that life brings. So it's just nice to be here again and to be doing this weekly and to settle in gently to the week ahead. Yeah, so let's just take a nice deep breath and let the breath go. Yeah. And then,
Magic.
Yeah, let's look at today. So we shifted out of the Scorpio weekend. I had a pretty Scorpio weekend, actually. I feel like my weekend was quite Scorpio. Got my hair done.
Yes.
Felt
we had a couple of unexpected things happen.
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
Unexpected Scorpio things.
Well, just kind of come out of the blue, unexpected, amazing. Ori's team won their semi-final in basketball, which was very, that it was one of the most extraordinary basketball games we've ever seen. And then my husband got asked to become the vice president of the Basketball Association, which was very, very cool and very unexpected. So it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, exactly. We had anything like that, but we did go and see Top Gun. That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was actually. It was really good, and that felt really good. And I just think I felt quite. I kept talking about it last week with everyone. Like at the gym, I was like, "It's Scorpio energy," and we had a real laugh at the gym on Saturday morning, getting all excited about, people looking sexy, lifting weights and stuff. So I think it was good. I felt a bit naughty. That was quite fun. So just about having that awareness of this is the energy that we're in and you can work with that just really, really helped. So that was nice. But we shifted out of that. So if you had a Scorpio moon day of the weekend, then happy moon birthday to you. And now we are in the Sag moon. And so if you have a Sag moon, then happy moon day to you. But also if you are a Sag rising and you're coming towards this full moon, or you are a Sag sun, then this is a nice full moon, and it's my rising full moon, so it's quite an exciting moon for me. And I like the fact of thinking, this comes about once a year for us. So if you are a Sagittarius, or you have a Sagittarius in your chart, it's nice to think about this when there's a full moon or a new moon in your sign. Then you can really think, okay, this is my once a year opportunity to work with this energy. So that's a good little reminder, and to make the most of that for yourself. So for the rest of today, like I said, it's this moon day, and we have gone into Sagittarius. So Jupiter energy is there, that energy of expansion. And this is a great day to really get stuff done before the full moon. It is a good day to probably amp up anything that you're doing. So if you're in the business world and you want to launch something, launch it today. If you are a mum wanting to launch a new concept at home, launch it today. So get that star chart out. Today's a star chart day.
Sticker chart.
It's potty training day. It's a good day for it. We always want to start things on a Monday, although actually Monday being a moon day never actually really seals it that well. But that's the energy that we work with in this world. So that's good. So that's Monday. Yeah, and then we come into tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and we have the full moon. And Tuesday is a Mars. That's really cool because we've got Mars energy, a full moon in Sagittarius, which has got Jupiter energy. So we've got fire from Mars, fire in the sign, and then we've got this full moon. And as you were saying about the full moon, it's a great full moon. Sagittarius is the seeker of knowledge, the eternal student, constantly looking for concepts that potentially haven't been found yet, and wandering around, looking and searching, ultimately to find that spiritual truth, or that idea of that which cannot be explained so much. So it's a great pondering full moon, as well as a really lovely expansive energy. And I think that's nice because one of the things that's quite important about this full moon is it's not eclipsed. And all the recent for the last, I don't know how many years, but a lot of years, all the recent years of full moons in Sagittarius have been eclipsed. So that is a real shift of the energy when it's eclipsed, and this is not an eclipsed full moon in Sagittarius. So we can actually just go, yay, let's expand with the Sagittarian energy and have some fun and frolic and explore. Yeah, which feels quite nice actually.
And the other important element to Tuesday is that Mercury moves into Gemini. So Mercury is the planet that governs Gemini, and this is a great energy to be working with communication, to be working with writing, to be working with journaling. If you're writing a book, tomorrow is going to be a great day for you to get a lot of that written work done. If you blog or if you journal, just for whatever reason, tomorrow might be a day you'll find that the words might just be flowing for you, and you'll just tap into a really wonderful channel. If you've been feeling a bit of a Mercury retrograde hangover, tomorrow you might feel some reprieve from that, where Mercury just comes back home to Gemini, and we're moving out of that, the shadow of the Mercury retrograde period. So we might start to really feel like our communication, our direction is starting to come back into clarity.
And the full moon, I'm not sure completely on the timings, but it's at 9:52 p.m. I don't know if that's Sydney time or Brisbane time, but what I was thinking is that's really good, because that means we have the full day to really work with that energy. And then if you are, like Leela said, wanting to actually, if you're working on a blog or you're doing any of those things, then you can actually just press send on your email, at around 9 o'clock tomorrow night. That's going to be pretty good, because then the energy is really going to amplify that up. So I feel like we've got the rest of today and tomorrow with that Sag energy to really sort of drive forward. And remember, this is a great time to get out there, to be exuberant, to show yourself off, and to enjoy being able to expand in the areas that really make you light up. So feel into, where do I feel fullest? Where is my genius zone? And work with your genius zone. Don't work against it. And that's what we do when we come to a full moon. We actually notice, what were the things that have been tricky for me to achieve? They're not your things. If they're tricky and they're not easy, they're not your things. And so, yes, of course, we get inspired and we want to have a go at stuff, but it's also okay to recognize that this wasn't my thing, but this really is, and go for it. And so today and tomorrow is great days to be thinking about that as we come into the full moon. And one of the other things I wanted to say is that the numerology for tomorrow is an 8. So in total, the day adds up to 8. And that's, you know, that's beautiful. So it's the finite versus infinity. So basically that understanding that, and that works with the energy of prana, the pranic power, knowing that there is enough prana for everyone. There is enough for us all, that we really can have everything that we want to have when we come into balance with ourselves. And so thinking about that infinity symbol, and is my life balanced, would be a really good thing to do tomorrow for this full moon. Is my life in perfect synchronicity? Am I doing enough for me, and enough for my work, and enough for my family? And does it all feel like it's just balanced? And if it's not, then yeah, it's a good time, especially, you know, as Leela was just saying, with this Gemini, Mercury and Gemini, it's a great time just to journal about that and to figure out, yeah, what can I do to support myself? Because I think otherwise there can be, it could be quite exhausting. And that's important too, to note that with a full moon, you're either going to feel, yay, like super, super on fire, super expanded, super energized, or you might feel completely wiped out. And quite possibly, if you have a lot of water in your chart, then maybe you might feel quite wiped out. You have a lot of air or something. You might just feel like tomorrow's too, and you might need to rest, and that's okay too. It doesn't all have to be the same. So yeah, that's.
Yeah, I just want to say, just before we move on to Wednesday, if you're lacking inspiration right now, if you're sort of finding that things are a bit flat, or you're just not too sure what to do, just even creating an opportunity, and hopefully the sky is clear, to be able to just look at the moon. It's a super moon, which means that the moon is typically closer to the earth, or rather the earth is they're close to each other. They're closer than they usually are, and so the moon appears to be bigger in the sky because we're closer to it. And this Sagittarius energy is a very inspiring, you know, light codes where you can become quite imaginative. You can start to, you know, think outside the box a little bit, and just to be able to see the moon, and particularly the couple of nights after the full moon where the moon is a deeper, richer color, it appears lower in the sky. There's just a real, you know, there's something really awesome about feeling like we're just that little bit closer to this enormous rock that's floating around out there. So perhaps if you're feeling, you know, a little bit under the weather, or just not quite, you know, at that equilibrium, this is a time that you can just by looking at the full moon can receive some inspiration.
Yeah, especially as we've had so much of the eclipse recently. So it's a great night to moon bathe. So yeah, tomorrow night, and tonight, because we'll be in that energy now. So yeah, yourself out and just you know, moon bathe. I mean, I love that. I really love doing that. I get so much beneath the moon. I actually, yeah, it really fills me up. I can feel like it's charging. So I think that's a really
great
good
night
idea
for charging crystals, actually, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like, I mean, I just think, yeah, start prepping tonight, your crystals, get everything out, get some water, do some moon water. I love working with this. So if you, yeah, get some water, maybe some filtered water. If you're not, because it's not raining, so we can't collect any rainwater. But if you're on town water, then get some filtered water and get that in a glass reciprocal, and then place that out underneath this full moon energy, and then that can be charged, and you can use that in this next month to really support you in any of the rituals that you might want to do. So for example, if you like using flower essences, it's great to have flower essences with your moon water, so you can use that as a reciprocal for it. Or if you wanted to do a ritual where you want to release stuff, you can release it with that water, and it's just a lot more potent. So working with those kind of beautiful energies, like getting the water, getting your crystals cleansed, and anything cleansed that you want to cleanse, your jewelry, the stuff you wear every day, put that out underneath the full moon. And if you've been struggling with things like, you know, we've had all this mold recently and all that sort of stuff, think about it. What do you need to be cleansed? And allow it to be cleansed and feel that. So I think, yeah, it's a great, remember to dietary, it's full moon, so it's a good day to just be aware of your energy. Full moons, we do tend to can tend to feel a little bit more like we need some more restorative energy sometimes, as well as that fullness. So just notice what you need, but eat well, nourishing, and move your body, and just make the most of this energy of this full moon. It's exciting, and we have a full moon tonight, so that's good. So you can join us, and we'll talk more about that tonight as well, but we'll tell that at the end. And then tomorrow we go into, so we shift, not tomorrow, on Wednesday, the tomorrow after the Tuesday. On Wednesday, we shift from Sagittarius into Capricorn. That's quite early in the morning, so it's quite good. The void is between midnight and 8 a.m. So that's good, because that's whilst we're sleeping, so good for dreams and stuff. But then we'll wake up in the morning, and you might feel on Wednesday morning, right, I'm in Capricorn moon, it's time to get things done. So that's Wednesday, and Wednesday is a Mercury day. So we've already said Mercury's in Gemini, so that there is actually going to be potentially quite a big opportunity for you to get things in order, get you know, look at your accounts for the end of this month and check how your balance is looking. Think about any writing that you need to do and just finalize those things. Sort out your emails, make the phone calls that you've been putting off, and do. But yes, we've got 2 Capricorn energy days to really do whatever it is that we've decided we just want to finalize from this full moon. The things that we definitely want to achieve, we can achieve in these next 2 days.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah, Capricorn is very much about finding a way, navigating a way to the top of the mountain. And so whatever it is that you've sort of been wanting to manifest or come to light, or perhaps over this full moon, you may start to get some revelations with the way that Mercury is moving, and you might end up getting some massive downloads, and things can just fall into place very, very quickly in the energy that we have from tomorrow through to Thursday. You might design an entire brand new program, over this moon energy, and then fully be able to write the content, get it up on the website, and be publishing it by Thursday. So it's really, really wonderful energies to be able to be doing that. Also, just bear in mind that it's going to be important for you to not be burning the candle at both ends. So if you are feeling very inspired to really want to get things done, definitely do that, but work in some space around you. So factor in some time away from your computer, factor in some time away from your phone, factor in, some time where you can go out and actually be in the sunlight, where you can, perhaps have a little bit of a bath, or just do something that where you're not just like fully on, go, because with, and Sam will talk about it in a second, with the way that the energy shifts at the end of the week, we can end up becoming quite burnt out. So you just want to make sure that with all of this inspired energy to not go too hard.
And I think that's a really good point, because if you are feeling like, I don't feel really brilliantly like doing lots. I keep thinking, I should be, because I'm a Sag rising, but I actually just don't. I feel like I could just go to bed. It occurred to me that what would be actually really nice to do on this full moon, and I think I'll find one and post it later, is to have a really good bath. I think this is a great moon to have a bath, even though it's not a water moon, because we've got this super moon. We actually haven't had, we have had these eclipses. I just think that kind of nourishment, that self-care would be really good to do. So we'll find some suggestions for a full moon bath ritual, because I think that would be a really nice thing to do for this full moon. And then remember as well, and this is very, pop astrology, but with Capricorn and this, this work ethic can come the sort of overwork, the workaholic tendency. So just, as Leela's saying, maybe actually you've been working too hard, And under this Capricorn energy, you need to actually pay attention, not necessarily to what you need to work at, but how you can work smarter, so that you can get to the top of the mountain taking less steps and maybe carrying less weight, because that is possible. And sometimes that's what we gain from a full moon, the clarity that what we're doing is not actually serving us. And that's when we come into this next part of the moon phase, is when we start to go, oh yeah, actually I do need to let go of that, and I do need to let go of this. So a full moon is a great time to, yes, achieve and recognize all we've achieved, but also notice what we need to let go of. And so it might be that you spend 2 days just actually clearing emails, clearing out the desk, clearing the stuff that you don't want to be doing, sorting out the finances that are actually just weighing over you like sort of making you feel stressed, so that you don't have to feel stressed coming in towards next week, coming in towards the solstice. So that's Thursday. So remember as well, we've got this Capricorn energy on a Thursday, and that's a Jupiter day. So it's always good. Always think Thursday, Jupiter day. So, and we've already had a Sagittarian full moon, so another day of expansion. It should be a good day to get things done. And then we come into Friday. Friday is a Venus day. We love Fridays. Yay. And this Friday, we move into Aquarius. So it's an opportunity to do love weirdly.
This is funny. Well, it's not funny. This is very on point for me because my Venus is in Aquarius.
Ooh.
So if you need some tips on how to do weird love, just drop me a message. But it's very much about, Aquarius is quite a mental space, and it's about finding ways that your intellect can perhaps become romanced, or how you might find there may be, a feminine flow to the way that your thoughts work. It might be that you start to think far off into the distance or into the far outer reaches of the cosmos, and afford yourself the luxury and the pleasure of going there. Yeah, you can have some really cool daydreams.
Yes, and we do actually have some Neptune energy coming in towards the end of the week. So it is actually quite good for this opportunity to dream and to see things differently, to have that kind of, to think outside the box. And I really like that. So it might be a great day, if this sort of appeals to you, to go and see a sort of futuristic movie, I'm trying to think of it. I was trying to think of a film that would be watched.
Well, my hot tip would be to get a Gaia subscription for the day, or perhaps you can sign up and get 7 days for free, and just start to explore some of the ancient civilizations or the alien theories or sacred geometry, or something that, just let whatever capture your attention. But I would blank. This is what I'm going to do. If you're looking for me, I'll be on my couch on Friday watching Gaia all day.
I like it. That's good. So that's going to be the way that you love yourself on Friday. That's good. So that's nice. So that's what we've got on Friday. We come into that. And so remember as well, that's that forward thinking. Yeah, so that's a good opportunity. And then we're in that energy again on Saturday. So Saturn day 2, we've got that Aquarius energy. So although Saturdays are good days to actually get things done and achieve stuff, and it might be that you're going to achieve things a little different.
I just want to point out too, though, that there is quite a juxtaposition from the energy of the weekend to the energy that you'll be feeling from, tomorrow onwards. And so if you're sort of, just to be aware of that, to really pay attention to that forward motion, movement, and that, that heightened energy from the moon and the aspects of the week. The energy just takes it goes out to a bit of a different angle when the moon moves into Aquarius. So just to be conscious of that, and maybe not to depend and not to sort of, yeah, not to want to ride that wave of productivity all the way through to the weekend, because it may not be there.
Well, I think that the point of this week as well, with the other astrology, which we're not going to go into, is that there can be a sort of, oh, things are great, oh, maybe they're not. Oh, things are good, oh, maybe they're not. That is a bit of a theme for this week. So we do need to be careful that things might just knock us off course. And also, because we've had a full moon early on in the week, and a full moon can make you feel exhausted. Yeah. It can just, even if you feel good on it, it can drain you. So it might be that you start the week on this high, like, it's a full moon, let's party, let's get naked and dance underneath it and have a moon bath and all those other things. And then by Thursday, you might feel absolutely wiped out. And then come Friday, you might definitely need to sleep on the couch and watch Gaia, but it might be too much for you. You might just need to just dream. Or just be on your technology. And then rather beautifully on Sunday, we move into Pisces. So we move into the watery ways, and potentially as well, Sunday might become a bit more dreamy. I think what's rather beautiful, we were talking about this just before, is, you know, we're moving towards the winter solstice, which is on Tuesday. Solstices, I love them, especially living in the Southern Hemisphere and missing, you know, I really miss seasonal shifts. And I feel like this is a way for those of us that miss seasons to really celebrate and notice the seasonal shifts. And coming towards the winter solstice, we can really use this week as a preparation towards that darkest time. And with us moving into Pisces energy, that's the end of, you know, if you think about how we go through the moons and how we go through astrology, this is the end. Pisces is the end and Aries is the beginning. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And so we're coming into that last sign. So leading up to the solstice on Tuesday is a real death towards rebirth. And winter solstice is always that. It's a very important time to recognize how you're going to move through the next year. But this week, with a full moon, with the Mercury in Gemini, with the Capricorn and Aquarius, if you can really think about it, it's like we have at the end of a year. So when we move through a year, we're actually just going through all of that in these few days. So normally we go through this and we have, you know, December, and then lead up, we have New Year, and we go, Capricorn, set my intentions. And then, you know, we come into Pisces and into Aries, and we have time. This is all happening in a very short period of time. So you want to be aware of how your glandular system is going to be feeling over this week leading into next week, because it could be that you sort of suddenly go, I just need to get things in order. And you're not sure why, but it will be because there is this impetus to let the things that need to go fully go before this solstice on Tuesday, so that you can be still and prepare to let the light back in. So in a nutshell, we want to be thinking, am I spending enough time in the light? Am I noticing when it's light? And am I noticing when it's dark? This is a very important week to be spending time meditatively, however that is for you. So for me, doing sadhana in the morning is just amazing, because it's dark when I start sadhana. The light comes up as we finish sadhana at the moment. So we're literally finishing as the sun is starting to rise. And that's perfect. To be watching the sun rise coming in towards winter solstice is very, very powerful. It's also just important as well to honor the evening and to let yourself have darkness, which we don't do because we watch screens and we turn on all the lights. And so candlelight, fire, you know, in that darkness is really important for our bodies and our cycles.
And so this week is the last opportunity that we have for the preparation for solstice. So some of the things that you might like to think about implementing as a daily ritual is to keep the light low in the nighttime. If you don't own salt lamps, perhaps purchase a couple of salt lamps and have a salt lamp in your bathroom, have a salt lamp in your hallway, so that you don't need to turn the light on if you have to get up in the middle of the night. We've just got that low amber light, which is so important for your body and for your glandular system to not be having direct blue ray, white ray light going into the eyes. Start to think about, creating, like Sam was saying, that beautiful ritual of seeing the sunrise in the morning. But if you can't get up for the sunrise, make the first thing you do to wake up and to go and stand outside and just get sunlight directly on your face for a couple of minutes. And then in the evening, spend a few minutes if you can to see the sunset, or if you can't see the sunset, to watch the light in the sky change. This is so powerful for the circadian rhythms of the body. But as we come into solstice, very, very, very important, because it's signaling to your whole being, to your whole electromagnetic field, to your whole system, that the light is dissipating from our reality. And then on Tuesday, being the shortest day and the longest night, is where our system does not receive much, or as much light as it usually does. And it is a signal to your body that we are at a turning point. And then when we come out, and it's like Sam was saying, it's like a death. It's like going to sleep and having the longest sleep. And we need that rest so that we are rejuvenated to move into the new cycle.
And that's how we're going towards, which is just, it's really nice. So it's okay if you're not feeling like doing much right now. It's okay to honor that. It's okay to be looking after yourself, nurturing yourself, snuggling up. It's okay to do restorative yoga, not to want to push your body. And it's okay to think that it will come back. The desire to move faster, do things quicker will come back. But right now, just think about what happens if we were, if you were in a land that was in the darkness of winter, and that you saw the seasons. There would be no leaves on the trees. The ground would not be very grassy. There would be lots of just emptiness and it's such an eerie stillness in the morning when you have no leaves and there's a sort of frost on the ground. And just feel that. What does that feel like within yourself? Because in a way, it's very cold here at the moment, and I can feel that within myself. There is that kind of stillness and denseness, and in it allows us to find a space that we can't find sometimes when it's so busy, when the sun is out and everything's happening. So enjoy this quiet time, because it's where we actually have that point of reflection. It's a very powerful time. Remember to really just get in touch with your sensory system. What is it that you're feeling? How are you feeling it? How can you honor yourself? Because that really is the answer to it all, is to trust your sensory system and what it needs, and to be in tune with that. Just before we went on, we were talking about, to be in that nature, to run in natural cycles with our life, is actually really, really hard for us to do in the modern world. And yet it is the most simple thing to do also. It would be incredibly easy for us just to go back to living simply. And yet it is very hard for us to turn our back on things that we have got used to. So we have to really use these times of darkness to ask, what are the things that are really working for me? What am I doing because I want to? And what am I doing because I'm worried about missing out? I think that's really important. And I think that's you know, we are still, all the astrology this year is going to bring up for us illusions and delusion, as well as a desire to seek things that we haven't yet experienced. So yes, there is a desire for us to move towards new spiritual awakening, and lots of people waking up and having a desire to connect more to things that they haven't connected before to. And yet within it, we have to notice what feels right for us and listen to that wholeheartedly. Yeah, it's serious, but I don't know. I just feel like it's very easy to get caught up in doing what everyone else is doing. But if that doesn't work for you, then you need to sit back and ask, how can I make this work for me? Because yeah, our environment, our homes, if you are a homemaker, you set the tone for that home by bringing yourself into perfect equilibrium with yourself. And that's what solstices invite us to do, to come back into equilibrium with all things. Pretty powerful, really. It's a lot of work being a woman.
And yet luckily we have this amazing physiology that allows us to do it effortlessly.
With effort, and that's the key. Exactly, beautifully said. We have to remember, if it's not able or easeful for us, it's not our thing. And if we go through life saying, can I do this with effortless ease, then that's what it is. And if it's not coming with effortless ease, say stop. That's not.
Let it go.
Let it go. Try and let it go. And yeah, I think it's hard though. Hey, I don't know. I just wish. Yeah. So anyway, if anyone would like to come and live on my ashram here,
me. I've just got about 15 years and I'll be there.
Thing, you know, it's like I just, the desire to live that way, to live in simplicity, to grow our vegetables, to get back to understanding herbs and nature is massive for so many of us right now. And I think the question we need to be asking ourselves, especially around a Sagittarius full moon, which is about questing, seeking, searching, is, yeah, what is my thing to quest and seek and search? And why am I not able to do that in everyday life? So yeah, ask yourself that question, because some things will be natural for you. Some things, I was saying this, I was talking to Sam Fallon about it. You know, she's brilliant with herbs. I was saying, great, you need to come and do the herbs. Great, get the person to do the herbs and have the person to do the other stuff, and have the, you know, find the people that do the stuff. That's how a village works. We all have our role to figure out where your genius zone is.
Yeah, and I just want to throw this out there. This may work in the city. This is something that's starting to happen up here on the mountain. This is a bit of a tangent, same but different. Is there's all these little farm swap things that are popping up, and I had this idea at the beginning of the year going, God, we could really turn our estate into a farm, because everyone's growing something. Everyone is growing something, and it tends to grow in abundance if you water it, and swap with somebody. And there's these little spots all around the mountain now where you just drop something off and then you take something. And it's a complete, it's very karma. It's, honesty is the key here. But we need to be doing things like this. Like, what is it that you do well? Put it out there, and you can trade with someone else. And if you can get that together in a collective somehow, just with your neighbors, just get 5 neighbors involved. Someone in the city has eggs. Someone in your neighborhood is growing herbs. Someone in your neighborhood has a lemon tree in a pot. Like, there are ways that we can be moving through this exchange opportunity. Now, this is very Aquarian thinking, even though it's futuristic thinking, it is in the sense of where we've come from, where what's mine is mine and stay away. And
but actually it's going, this is the thing that
going back.
Exactly. So, and I know we need to wrap this up, but just actually makes me think about something, just to go and make this humorous ending. You know, when you think about how things are, it is just so amusing. My daughter Daisy, who's in London, sent me this beautiful text saying, "Mama, I just want you to know that Pilates is totally on trend right now. So you are ahead of the game." So, you know, because I'm a Pilates teacher, but I haven't actually taught that quite a while, but it's just fascinating. And I was saying to my longevity, my over 60s CrossFit this morning, I was saying the truth is, if we stick at what we're doing for long enough, the cycle repeats itself. In the same way Poppy was saying, "Oh, mummy, parachute pants are really in." And I went, "Oh my gosh, I had a pair of those." And she said, "Do you still have them?" No, I got rid of them. But the point is, everything comes back into trend. And what we actually need to be more aware of is, what are the things that are not in trend, but actually just feel right? So if for you, parachute trousers are a constant thing, then stay with parachute trousers. And if for you, yoga is your constant thing, stick with yoga. Don't worry about where the trends are. And ultimately, right now, what I think we're doing is we're actually realizing that we've been trending, but we are, as a collective, and the shift towards this amazing Aquarian age, into this Aquarian age, is bringing us back to remembering that the we energy is what's so important. Working together, supporting each other, not depleting our earth, but understanding that we need to work with earth and in harmony with earth in order to bring ourselves to fulfillment. And that happens in our relationships. It's fulfillment in our relationships that brings us harmony in all of life. And so, yeah, you're right. And interestingly, exactly the same is happening in Sanford. We have exactly the same has set up, where there's this beautiful exchange of, if you have produce, you take it and you just bring it all there, and then people come and take what they need and drop off what they don't. And I think this is it, you know, if we just all had enough of what we actually need, then, you know, we didn't take more than we need, everyone would be able to reap the benefits of this beautiful life. And that, in a nutshell, just to take it all the way back to the Sagittarius full moon, is the 8 energy of the Sagittarius full moon, the finite versus the infinite. There is an infinite amount of pranic energy for us all, but we just have to not drop into the lack. So, rather beautiful.
Magic. So, on that note, so just a couple of announcements.
We do the announcements. Go.
Do it. We have a moon circle this evening. If you are wanting to come into ritual and meditation with us to really set yourself up for the full moon and for this week, then please join us. It's at 8 p.m. tonight. If you're not already a member, you can subscribe for $10 a month, and that will also give you your membership for the next new moon circle as well. So that is happening. And next Tuesday evening, the 21st of June at 6:30 p.m, we are going to be having a solstice gathering at Sam's home in Sanford Valley. We will probably also stream this live as well, but it's going to be a beautiful meditation, very gentle yoga, perhaps some dancing. And if you join us in person and the weather is good, we will have a fire, and regardless, we will do cacao and chocolate, and just really just have a beautiful experience of just being with each other on the longest night of the year. So I'm going to send out a newsletter about both of those things today, so you can just wait to get that and click the links and then join in with us. That would be so nice to see you.
It would be so nice to just hug people and be together on a solstice. I would really love us to all gather for that. So please, if you can, just try and come on Tuesday, because it would just be so nice to actually be together and to celebrate solstice, which as Kundalini yogis, the solstices are the real power days that we really work with. So all of the work we do leads us up to these powerful portals, and we want to make the most of those and really celebrate them. So join us. That was awesome. That was lovely. Nice to be here with you and to share the Moon Diaries. And yeah, we'll be back next week on Monday to give you some more Moon Diary for next week, for the solstice week. If there's anything that you learned last week that really helped you, then please share that with us. And any questions that you have or things you'd like us to cover, then please do reach out and let us know about them, because we'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Well,
stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm, snuggle up. We'll get I'll work on a bath tomorrow. I think that would be really nice, a yummy bath.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Magic. All right. Lots of love.
Satnam, take care.
Satnam.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us on this podcast episode. These are sound bites and conversations about things we think are important to support the collective ascension towards more love, acceptance, hope, and harmony on the planet Earth. Together we can continue to support each other through conversations that need to be held. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do share it with your people. We would love it if you subscribe to our channel and even rate the podcast if you feel called to. You can also find us and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Spotify just by searching the 13 Moons Women's Temple.